I'm going to read to you a part from my 2019 screenplay. It's time for this week's Dr. Natural appointment. I say, hi, Dr. Natural. As you know, I'm extremely frustrated, socially isolated, and alienated. I haven't had a real friend in years, and I mostly sit in my bedroom going crazy. People from my past have moved on, and there's no secret fairy godmother who will save me. Dr. Natural says, yes, I'm aware. You have to save yourself. I say, I want sex badly. I haven't had a girlfriend or sex in many years, and I feel like I'm about to explode from frustration. Dr. Natural says, your frustrations sound horrible. I can feel your pain. I say, I often like to blame my mother, claim she has me in a metaphorical chastity belt. Is she preventing me from having sex? Dr. Natural says, unfortunately your mother is not the bane of your existence. Your life would be worse without her. Even if she literally had you in a chastity belt and took it off, you'd still have difficulty meeting women. Your prison is internal, not maternal. I say, you're probably right. I'm anxious and can't be around people, but I want a girlfriend so badly. Dr. Natural says it's natural for a 31-year-old man to be independent from his mother and to be interacting with women his age. Sadly, you've lost a lot of time. Dr. Natural says, well, at least you have the swell boys that you watch the game and eat chicken wings with. Do they know any women? I say, I think they're embarrassed to bring me around women. I guess I cramped their style. They are fair-weathered friends who don't understand me. Sadly, they've only been my friends for years. I just want one or two good friends instead of many fair-weathered friends, but it seems like there's nobody out there. It's like the Beach Boys song, I just wasn't made for these times. Dr. Natural says, the extent of your suffering sounds extreme. I'm sorry this happened to you. I say, thanks, Dr. Natural. At least somebody has sympathy for me. At home, it's constant yelling and chaos. I'm told that I'm a loser constantly. Then the anger overtakes me like a tsunami, and I feel like my parents, family, and friends get sadistic pleasure from my suffering. I say, I saw my father yesterday. Dr. Natural interrupting, the piano man, Billy Joel? I say to Dr. Natural, no, I don't believe Billy Joel is my biological father at the moment. I'm thinking, don't be stupid, that's absurd. However, in a day I might strongly believe that again. Dr. Natural laughing, haha, sorry. I say, well, it's obvious I'm extremely miserable and sexually frustrated. As we were driving around, my dad was making comments like the weather is so hot, since it's 101 degrees out. Then we went to the mall and we ate food at the food court. He let his gyro sauce drip in a sexual way. He took a photo of me with the word yummy in the background. Dr. Natural says, what are you trying to say? Does my dad get sadistic pleasure from my suffering? He says, it sounds like predicate logic. It is really hot outside, 99 degrees today. He's eating a gyro and often sauce drips out. And you're in a food court. Words like yummy are all over the place. I say, I understand what it appears like. But while we were in the car, my dad mentioned the character Francis Freeman, Ajax from Deadpool, the character who sadistically tortured Wade and turned him into Deadpool. Dr. Natural asks, what are you trying to say yet again? I said, well, my dad didn't torture me to that extent. He'd often bully me, was absentee, and finds my suffering yummy. Later on, my dad said, you just read my mind, or I read yours. He says things that have double meanings. Dr. Natural says, I don't know your dad, so I can't comment. I say to Dr. Natural 5 minutes later, I begin to get angry that a woman I once knew were prostitutes, but they didn't tell me. Dr. Natural says, what evidence do you have of this? I say, posts on social media of them donating money in support of people who were prostitutes. And at the mall, there's a Deadpool mannequin at a toy store, and there's a sign behind it that says, dude, don't touch me, because they don't want customers touching it. Deadpool dated a prostitute in the movie. Did my soulmate woman put it there? Is she telling me she was a prostitute and she wants to have a hot and heavy love affair like Deadpool and Vanessa? Dr. Natural says, textbook example of predicate logic. Don't let your mind run wild.